clear. What I want to tell you is the following. Discussions are a necessity for thinking in certain ways, for making better predictions about the future identity based on the assumption that you have an identity and that you can develop your identity based on some certain factors. I think it's very scary that people in the United States or in Australia, they have the same approach for topics. They apply the local approach to an international level, and I think that's very scary because we have we need discussion about certain things, and we can't neglect some certain facts, and and we have to discuss that people are not willing to do the work, and they have to develop own their own contributions. That was a pirate. Their own contributions, they have to develop them, and they can't develop their working more efficient. They need management, and the knowledge base is out there, and it develops over time. And where we can make contributions is by building a knowledge base based on certain factors, such as which medium they have to contribute to certain outcomes. The question of how they can contribute is a question of how they can scale up their contributions and how they can develop their contributions based on certain factors. And when we consider the fact that people are no longer in the guidance of truth, they no longer live in their own personal truth, and this is something that develops over time. And I think that economics, they build a valuable proposition that creates the modern lifestyle. We talk much about free speech, or free speech connected to certain factors, but then what can we do as an economy for certain topics? How can we develop our own life based on working more efficient, or based on having more contributions as a factor for making for becoming successful based on your own terms? And how how can we develop the knowledge base for certain factors, and how they can relate to certain social outcomes that they are part of it, to make contributions and to scale up their own speech based on knowing some facts. Speaking up does mean we have the willingness to fight based on our own personal perception, and based on the fact that I am somebody, I exist, and I'm willing to fight for my own belief and for my own thinking. I stand up for my system as a whole and contribute to certain factors, such as which my social outcome is a factor that interacts with my own personal perception and with my own willingness to fight based on certain factors, such as what are the certain factors. This is a necessary contribution that needs to be made. Factors, contributions, factors lead to contributions, and when we have to discuss what is the probability for having discussion, then we have to discuss our own way forward. We have to move our own way out of certain contributions. What is the probability